Hi crafty friends, it's Carrie and I'm back again on the channel to share a sneak peek of some upcoming sets. I have this stamp set called Stab Your It and a stencil called Drips and Drops, and I thought I would use these together for a card, but look at how many things you could use this for. I mean, this could be drippy chocolate, it could be for Valentine's Day, it could be honey, it could be anything really, Halloween of course. But today I'm going to use this together with the new stamp set and we're going to create a fun little birthday card. I'm starting off with some black cardstock and I've cut this to be A2 size, so it's 4¼ by 5½ inches. And I'm just going to tape around this stencil so I don't get ink where I don't want it. I am notorious for doing that, so this really helps. It's just some post-it tape, really light tack. And now I'm going to take some Oxide ink in the color Lost Shadow, so it's a really light gray. I love the way Oxide inks look on black cardstock, especially the lighter color Oxide inks. So I thought today this would be really fun for the background. And I'm going to show you the reveal here. Let me peel this up and look how cool that looks on the black. So now Oxide ink is a pigment ink and it takes a long time to dry. So I'm going to set that aside as I stamp out one of our little images here and color it up. So I've stamped it on some Neenah Solar White cardstock, and this is a scrap that I have kept. So you can see I've already cut out a little glue gun up there. That was for a different card altogether. But this I keep because anytime I want to color a smaller image, I have some scraps of that Neenah Solar White. And I started out coloring his eyes and mouth with a really dark C7 color. And now I'm going in with C3 and a C0 and a C00 for his face and also his hands. Now I have my fan on so that post-it tape just blew right in. So let me set that aside and we'll continue our coloring. Now this is very simple coloring, but a lot of people say that coloring black is difficult. And so what I like to do when I color black is start with the darkest color. So for here, the shoes, I'm starting with a C7, then I'm going in with a C5, and then I go in with the lightest C3 and just blend all of those out. Then you get kind of a variation in shading and it doesn't look just like a black blob. So I'm going to use that same technique with some neutral grays, starting with an N7. And I'm laying in where I think the shadows would be the darkest. Just lay in some dark shades, like accentuate the folds in his garment here with the darkest, then blend that out with the lighter N5, and then we'll go in with an N3 and finish it up. So you'll be able to see some lights and darks. And really, I try not to think too hard and too long about it because we're having fun, right? We're just coloring. And these are fun little images to color up. So I'll finish up with the N5 here. Just blending out that N7. And now I'll go in with the N3 and finish it off. So you can see there's lights and darks to this. It's not all just one shade of black. Now I'm going to do the same thing on his hood with the dark, then blend through with the medium shade and go in with the light color. So it's all the same, and I like to take different sections at a time. I think that when you kind of break it into sections, it's easier to blend the colors together. And it's not so overwhelming. So if you're finding it overwhelming, just break it up into little sections like this and you'll have it done in no time. Now I thought some blue jeans would be fun, it's kind of sticking out from the bottom, and I'm only using 2 shades of blue for this, the B97 and B95, and I'm going to bring those shades in again in just a minute for his little belt. But for the telephone, I thought some olive greens would be fun, kind of like going back old school with a rotary phone here. So I've got YG 95, 93, and 91. And there's the telephone. So now I'm deciding, oh yeah, for his little belt, I think the blue would be good because I didn't want it all to look like black all the same. But it's a nice dark enough blue that it still blends nicely together. Now I'm going to cut that out, fussy cut that out, and then I'm going to stamp the sentiment that says, "Hope your birthday is a scream," with Lumberjack Plaid Distress Oxide ink. And I've got the frame from the Oh Happy Day frame die, and this is perfect because it's just a touch smaller than an A2, and I'm able to cut out the stencil and kind of center it up a little better. It's got a little bit of a stitched line around the edge as well, so that adds a fun little detail to this pretty simple card. So I like the little details that kind of dress it up a little bit. And so I'll go ahead and glue that on to our card base, leaving a white frame all around the edge. I've added some red cardstock to our sentiment, and so that's really going to stand out right there. And for our little image, I'm going to pop them up with some foam tape. I think that's going to look good right about there. So I'll remove the backer to that foam tape and go ahead and place him down. And then I'm going to glue down the sentiment just with some liquid adhesive. And to finish this off, I thought it needed a little something. So I've got a couple options here. I've got some red sequins from my stash, and I thought those might be just a little bit too big. So I'm going to bring in some red gems. And I liked that. So I'm going to place a few here and there just around in an odd number. So I've got 5 little gems, and I think that's going to look good right about there. I'll take my gem picker tool, add a little bit of glue, and place those down. And I think those really pop from that background with the Distress Oxide ink heart. I love it. Now you can see there's a little glue peeking out from behind those gems, but once it dries, you're not going to see that because the glue dries clear. So this will be perfect. And there is our birthday card for today with a little sneak peek at what's coming to Missing Stamps on Saturday, March 28th. So stay tuned. We'll have a lot more sneak peeks for you and a lot more inspiration. And until then, happy crafting. Bye-bye.